prolific reading and deep thinking and meditation on these matters. You know, her sense of the positive, the good, the beauty in life had a profound effect on me. And some years back, she tried to put down some thoughts on paper about her beliefs, and I just thought it would be interesting to read this to you in my mum's own words. I have shortened it for this, yeah. So Mary speaks. Because I do not belong to any orthodox religious organization and do not attend any services, I think perhaps my children and grandchildren think I am a heathen. I would like them to know that I have some very strong beliefs. I'm not a joiner and simply do not feel the need to confine myself to any dogma or set of rules. I really do honor and revere all religions and the many ways in which human beings reach out or in towards something greater than themselves that they intuitively feel exists. Everyone has a perception of God, and every perception is probably different. Mine is dynamic in the sense that it is constantly changing. As I read, think, and meditate, as I grow older and deal with the various facets of my existence, and through it all reach out for help and guidance, so my perception changes and grows more real and more precious to me. My setting out on this journey of spiritual growth began when I was about 23 years old and met a fine and impressive elderly gentleman who was a theosophist. My list of interesting people grew over the years, and I found they came from many different disciplines and religions. This reinforced my growing belief that the boundaries of any one religion were simply not important. My journey is ongoing. I have read and thought deeply about many exquisite spiritual writings, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the ancient Vedas, plus modern sages such as Teilhard de Chardin, Emerson, Emmett Fox, the Sufi Inayat Khan, and others. Everyone had some sort of influence on my developing perception of God. Latterly, I have investigated the incredible field of quantum physics, which has brought about some major changes and adjustments in my thinking. Remember, I have not reached a destination, but am still enjoying the ride. Bear with me while I explain further. We know that cells, the building blocks of life, are made up of molecules, which are made up of atoms, and that no atom ever touches another atom. They are all doing a sort of vibrating dance in space. So we are not solid, and scientists have found that atoms turn into waves of energy and back into atoms. So we are actually nothing but a ball of dancing energy. For a very long time it was thought that the atom was solid, but when it was split, humankind was astonished at the power that had been holding it together. But now it has been discovered that the particles that make up the atom, the electrons, protons, neutrons, can themselves be split into smaller and yet smaller particles, down and down deeper into the rabbit hole, into the world not of facts but of probabilities, where if you pay attention to any of these particles or probabilities, you change them, mind over matter. Eventually you get to what is called the unified field. And I think now that this is really the only solid there possibly is, in the sense of an omnipresence. No particles, no spaces, simply one omnipresent substance out of which everything is created and back into which everything returns, the realm of absolute being. All this can be found in any layman's book on quantum physics. I have heard some scientists say that all the Platonic virtues are embedded in this omnipresence, and now I have to admit that this is my present perception of God. This utterly incredible presence that is the source of everything, the veritable basis of who and what we are, the presence holding everything together. The journey to knowing one's total unity with this presence is the path on which we walk, finding it full of stumbling blocks and difficulties. But this is not a sermon. It is simply my effort at telling you my perception of God.
Ja.